in the hall, you've got chairs for moral support this morning. Okay? This is a really lovely session that I've planned for you. Okay, so don't panic, it's not a moral support in terms of get me through this and help me. Alright? You're going to need to all take your shoes off for this one today. So, you might have seen, where's mine? There was a little toy on your chair, a couple of little gadgets on your chair this morning. So, did I? Oh yeah, you're sorry. So you're going to need them. We're going to use these for most of the class, your balls. Okay, so, sorry, I could have got them out of the box for you, but I didn't. But you don't have to put them back. Huh? They might have rolled off, you're right. So, spiky balls, let me talk about what we're going to do. Just check, I think shower's on it, show she was waiting. It's not actually 10 o'clock yet, so I'm being a little bit over ambitious. Starting, but I'll just give that a moment because it was showing that Sharon was waiting to join, so I'll just make sure she's actually on there before I talk about it. You're not going to need your bag until near the end. Has anyone got English feet? No? Yeah. So, I'll say your chairs and F they're really just to help you balance if you need it more than anything today. We are going to do some bits standing up and then on the mat. And we are doing a bit of fascia release today, which is all sort of your soft tissue, so to speak, loosen out, getting any tension out of it, any knots out, and so on and so forth. But what happens when you do fascia release is you don't just release off around your soft tissue, it can release a lot of emotion as well. So you might giggle, it might make you a little bit tearful, depending on what area of the body you're working through. If you were pregnant and you didn't want to go into labour, I've skipped the foot bit because it can bring on labour if you roll the foot ever so slightly in the wrong place. But it's a really nice way to just release everything off and flush the toxins out of the system and a bit of a full sort of detox. We're focusing on the posterior chain sort of these today, so we're going to do the feet, but then we're going to come into sort of the glutes, around the SI joint, into the lower back, all sort of here, okay, around here, and then do the shoulders and around the traps. There is very minimal mat Pilates movements in the session. Okay, this is all around the release aspect, but it does require a little bit of effort to do it. Some bits more than others. And again, there might be times if there's difficulty holding your own weight, you might want to use the chair when you start rolling the bum instead of trying to lift yourself up off the floor. It can get quite hard to do, okay? So you're not going to be cold, but you might need balance for the first bit. So we're just going to start off, just hold on to your balls, we're just going to stand up, come on, probably just on the floor for now. You can do it on your mat, but your ball might start rolling away depending on your sort of mat. So we're just going to pedal through the feet. Little warning, if you're covered in red crinkly bits for a few days, don't panic. Okay, nothing wrong with that, perfectly normal. Molly said to me last night, she was like, Mum, what have you got on your back? And I was like, nothing. Just my ball. So, but it's fine, okay. Any really painful bruising, however, maybe don't do that next time. Go a little bit easier on yourself. Okay, so just pedaling through the feet. Just get them warmed up. Take some rolls through the ankles. Can everyone hear me well enough what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe stagger yourselves a little bit so you can see me properly. If you can't, let your feet flex and extend. Give it all a bit of a wiggle. Press the balls of the foot into the floor. And the other, all the toes up. And then it's going to feel like you're doing like musical chairs at a kid's party. You're just going to walk around your mat. Just take a little walk. So it's all just about warming up through the feet before we start rolling them. If you get dizzy easily, maybe alternate walk around with that. So you'll look so confused. There's lots of different aspects of Pilates, you see, not just what we do in mat Pilates normally on a Sunday morning. So I just want you to experience something a little bit nice, a little bit special, something that most of us could do during every single day. And you're going to place your ball on the floor. Just take it under your foot. You can see my foot, okay? You're just going to start rolling it. Forward and back. You've got to put a little bit of pressure on the ball so they don't roll away. Okay? You're going to tickle if you've got ticklish feet. And you want to get all into like the toes, around the heel, all side to side on the foot. And as well as rolling forward and back, you can do little circles. This is where your chair comes in. If you start falling over, you can hold onto your chair for a bit of support. Rolling one way, then rolling the other, taking the ball from side to side. I wasn't anticipating being able to hit every roll of the ball on the floor, not going to lie. So just give it a really good roll around, find any tightness in your foot. So this is lovely, team, but that's what I'm going to do a lot. So get some pressure on that ball, get a little bit vigorous with it. A bit of work through that foot, it's a bit more, it's not quite so chill, it's quite hard to roll the foot out. Find any bits that are a bit more twingy, just roll it a little bit harder. Come across to the other side. Maybe try it on your mat.
Oh no.
But it's mostly you're not putting enough pressure on the ball. So it should feel like someone's just stuck their thumb into a really horrible on your foot. So it should feel like. So, and then the more you press, you should get a squidge on the ball. So if you were pressing into it, yeah, same thing. It's soft. It's not that hard. Press down on it and then roll. It won't keep rolling away.
This is what? This is so much.
It's really hard. Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no giving up. I thought it was just me.
Oh, you can still do it and you can still put the pressure on it.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't.
So, but do it on your mat. That'll give you the leeway. Oh, that's annoying. Now I'm racing running. But then back to home, I was like,
That's tennis ball I got feet on.
get the tennis balls. You know, if you see a good deal, it's usually too good to be true. It's fine. Still do the same job, but see how it goes.
Definitely better on that.
And then,
Definitely better on that.
Better on
Yeah, I feel it.
a bit of grip. So you're going to put the ball just under the sort of, just below the middle metatarsal, middle toe. Okay. And just let the heel drop down. Just press down what you can onto that ball. Obviously they're not going to squeeze, but you can still put the tension into the foot. What I'll do is I'll use a hard one so I can adapt as fit as we go through. So just pressing down onto that metatarsal, find a little bit of pressure, and then come back in for another roll. I think they're hard. Too many smart spiky balls. That's not something I was prepared for today. Oh, that's good. It's changed my foot so much better. Spot the bounce on my tight feet. You're all very relaxed and gentle though. Let's get vigorous with it. Come on, it's like a workout. Rolling the feet. You're all scared you're going to roll up, aren't you? Get right in. Oh yes, perfect on the mat, 'cause the mat just gives them a bit. Rolling around, side to side. Making circles, roll it across the foot. So you want to cover all of the foot, so all here, all round here, into the heel. And then you're going to bring it back under that third metatarsal, just in the middle, bring the heel back down. Okay, take the feet a little bit wider than the shoulders, and you're just going to squat down. So the heel might start to lift ever so slightly off the floor, depending how big your feet are. I've got quite small feet. So my heel won't stay down, plus tight hips, but no chance. So you've still got that pressure going through, so you need to roll that ball back. It's not under the toes, it's a bit further down.
That's why my heel was
Sort
on the
of,
floor.
yeah, around here,
Okay.
this bit. So this is your third metatarsal here, and we want it sitting underneath, finding that thingy from the toe, lifting up. You're feeling your ankle too. You're all looking at me like I've gone mad. Rest assured it's going to be alright. And lift. Take another walk around your back. Loosen up. Ankle back out. You're not smoking anymore, right? Aren't you? The more vigorously you roll, the warmer you get. Fascia release is like a workout in itself, just of a very different nature. Come back to your ball. Let's go for some more rolling. I mean, that's what you've got to do for. It's a knack. You do take a bit of time to get the pain, and then just roll it around. I'm very tight from the heel all the way to my big toe, so I like to roll that inside of my arch, quite high arches. Again, if you've got quite flat feet, you might want to come the bottom outside of the foot, or maybe around that heel, little nugget of tension just under there.
Yeah.
And this bit.
Yeah, I've got really flat feet.
It's amazing, I might know what to talk about occasionally.
I'll be like, I have flat feet, but I'm going to focus.
Good rolling. Oh, rolls team. Rolling into a new week. Yo! Just relaxing for you. Yeah. Cool. Right, bring it back onto that metatarsal. Okay. Feet are underneath the hips this time. So just like we normally do in a normal Pilates stance. Tuck the chin into chest. We're going to roll down. Just halfway. Soften the knees, flatten out that back. Lifting the head. Just letting that weight go way into that foot. Rolling back up, tucking the chin into chest. Fingertips come up the body, reach all the way to the ceiling. Another one way to start. And take a nice big circle. Same thing again. Chin tucks into chest. Keep that weight in that foot. Soften, roll down, flattening out that back. Rolling back up. And we need to breathe. So nice out breath as you reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Rolling down. If you can, come the whole way down to the floor. Pull up through that navel. Exhale, rolling up the chin. Stay tucked into that chest. Fingertips come up the body. Breathing out. And again, keep that going, team. You can try and keep the weight in that heel, so you're feeling it lengthening up the back of that foot. So at the moment, you still need to roll your ball back a bit. Have you got really small feet?
Quite small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So roll the ball back a bit, so you can get that heel down.
About there.
Yeah.
I was trying to put it like under my toes.
Yeah. A little bit further down.
Is that better?
Yeah, so if you get the heel down, so you should feel it pressing into sort of that.
Oh yeah.
The foot there.
Yeah.
The metatarsal actually comes down quite a lot further than what we think it does. I'm just remembering that out breath. You're going to do just one more, rolling down. All the way up. And release. Oh, let's bring the ball onto the other side. Pull that foot off. Anything out of that? Yeah. Nice warm feet now. Start rolling the other side. Same thing again on the other foot. Rolling around. Finding where those little twangs are in the foot. Oh, we ball matches need that. Nice. Moving around the toes. Go around the heel. Ooh, take the stair today. Didn't do the heels that much yesterday when I practiced. Definitely a fan of a hard ball though, not gonna lie. I wonder if they'll start to this plastic.
Yeah.
Would you reckon the warmth of our feet will soften?
I just maybe thought with a bit of use over time, you know, things give, don't they? But no.
They just crack
Yeah.
eventually.
Good old rolling. This class is much for my benefit as yours today. There's circles in there, on the outside of the foot, inside of that arch, rolling from side to side. So you're getting into the roll of it now. Still got a lot of floating feet, that's lovely, but if you don't put any weight in it, it's not going to do anything. It should feel a little bit uncomfortable. That's where you're finding that tightness. Releasing those toxins. You just say all the thing. Although there's another bit that's really good. Really good. You really are getting good. Lovely. And that's it, just release the foot off. Right. Under that metatarsal then, in the centre of the ball of the foot, bringing the heel down, pressing down onto the ball, putting some weight into it. You can still press down even if the ball doesn't squeeze. You can maybe start to lift your foot off of the floor to encourage that weight into it. So a lot of you put your balls under your actual toes. When I say below the metatarsal, I mean further down the foot. So where you put that pressure, under here, you should feel it come up through the little toe.
Next to the ball, I guess.
Yeah, it is kind of in the ball of the foot, sitting under where the so because the metatarsal comes all the way down. So when you put that pressure into it here, you'll feel it through to your end of your toe. That's it, and this is really actually a quite therapeutic mindful class if you had a different instructor. I went with the appropriate music, just not the appropriate instructor. And I've already taught a class, so I'm extra silly. I was mean to them.
You didn't do this with them?
But of course. Don't have these. I only bought 12 because I can only fit 12 in it. Rolling out. So I'm getting a bit obsessed because I love rolling my feet. Feet are nice and wide, so you've still got the back and the centre ball of that foot there to be clearer. And we're squatting down, letting that weight into the ball. So if you need to lift the heel slightly, do. I'm getting warm now. Is it nice? If you want them off, you'll have to let me know. Because there's no heat here. So it's just shifting that weight backwards. The knees and the feet are still facing forward. 2 more. So we've just got to do the roll down on this foot now. Into that heel, don't neglect the heel. It takes a bit of an adjustment doing this kind of thing, a bit of sort of practice and familiarity. It can feel quite odd when you've not done it before. Just really make sure you're putting some weight into that foot. And then bring those feet back under the hips. Put that weight back down, just hold it there for 10 seconds, really press it into the ball. Feel that twinge in the foot. 10 seconds. Breathing through it. Allow the muscles to relax. Feel it easing off. The longer you hold it there, you have to breathe though. And then bring yourself into that roll down halfway first. Flattening out that back, tipping the head up, then putting up through the belly, rolling up, bringing the hands all the way up the body, and then tucking that chin into chest,
I've got my heel slightly off the floor on this side because there's just not as much movement.
Through that ankle as it was the other, and that's fine.
Rolling up, just keep it in the centre of that foot. Don't let it start rolling over to one side.
Ooh. Got the burn in this one.
Rolling down. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, you either have really nice relaxed feet already, or you're not putting enough pressure on your ball. Rolling up. Keeping it in the centre. Coming the whole way down this time, if that feels good. Down towards the floor. And holding out that belly, keeping that chin tucked in. Shooting it up. Ooh.
There is so much warmth travelling up my leg right now.
I don't know about you. It's a nice warmth, I think. Ooh.
How you doing? Anyone else got warm nipples?
I might need to have that heat off first.
Yeah,
Okay, so, oh, you're rolling other things. And one more roll down. And now the heels manage to reach the floor. There you go, the power of the spiky ball. Oh, look at your feet. Loosen them up so they feel different when you started.
They hurt it.
Yeah, I am going to come and do that. Just
That's
let me
fine, that's
sit you off on the first thing. So I'm just going to do some shoulder rolls. Rolling those shoulders back and down. I have to go quite far to turn them off from here. So.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
They're all over in the kitchen. So. And then rolling forward. Is everyone else ready for the heat to sort of disperse, or should I just turn one side off? I'll turn off then. I'll just leave like maybe fans in the corner. And then just bring the fingertips to that shoulder. Rolling back. Releasing any tension out the shoulder joint. Maybe you want to roll it forward. Find where it's comfortable today. And then take the arm nice and long. It's up to you if you want to take it forward or back, or if you want to do a bit of both. Just brushing past that face, coming the other way. And then changing sides. So fingertips to the elbows. Nice one arm. Taking it back over the head until the heaters off. Carry on doing that. Roll it forward if you like. That feels good. So what is one down? I think it's not lucky. It's not on my stand. You're going to come up. Lovely stuff. And just roll them back off again. Release them. Look at some tension there. And then we are going to come to the end of our mats. You didn't need the chair for support, so I'm quite impressed. Okay. So, reaching those fingers all the way up, take a little bend back. And then through that centre, then tuck the chin into chest, fold your way over. Rolling down, not locking those legs. Walk your hands out on your mat into a calf stretch, aka down dog. And you're just going to pedal those feet again, lifting right up onto the toes. Using those palms, just push that chest back and down. And then bringing both heels down together for a long calf stretch here. I wish my mat didn't move away whilst we did this, it gets longer. The eyelines through the legs down. And then lift up onto those toes. Drop the knees down underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, just roll that back up.
Opening up the space between the vertebrae and the spine, keeping that chin tucked in, and then as you inhale, coming back through. Same thing again, exhale, rolling up. Inhale, coming back through. Rolling back up. Inhale, coming back through. Just taking some circles through those hips, let the whole spine move, let the shoulders come with you. Doesn't matter what way you go. We're going to come back the other way. Rolling around. And then, if you've got a tight tush, this is going to be the one for you today. So bring yourself back into child's pose. Drop the bottom down towards the heel. Reach the fingertips nice and long. Bubbles.
Down here, listen.
I mean, we're going to lay down. Okay, bring yourself up. Get your ball back.
Oh, this is going to be longer than a half ball and a sore bum today.
Place your ball under your butt cheek. Feet out. Hands behind you. So you've got options. You're just going to roll around. It's not glamorous thing. It's the kind of thing that you usually do in private. Rolling around on your ball. You're not going to come too high up because we're going to work that bit a bit later. So get into that bit, just above the thigh. All into the bottom, and sore glutes today for home workouts. Okay? If holding your weight is a bit too much, you can do this on your forearms. Personally, I find it harder. Okay? You can do it laying down. It's not quite so easy to move that range quite so much, but you can use your hands to just change that full placement of ours. Or, if you really want, you can go Channing Tatum on me and get a bit, maybe not a bit chair, get a bit happy on the chair, rolling around, getting into that doing. So you've got options. I like to give options. Maybe I can put your mat across your chair so your body doesn't roll away. Rolling out that butt. You were looking like, what are you making me do today? So find where it hurts. My brother, because I did too many weights the other day, so it's a great way to your bum.
Are we meant to be focusing on one cheek?
Yeah, just one cheek.
Oh, just
the
one
right
cheek.
cheek.
I wasn't sure I should.
Right cheek, we'll do left cheek in a minute. I think an extended leg personally helps.
Of the cheek we kind of what?
Yeah. It's real tight, just there.
Oh, it is. Oh, no, that is good. I think. Sorry, I'll be quiet. This is why I don't come to Pilates.
No, you're fine. This is about as serious as we get. You should know me well by now.
That's true. Lucyt Pilates.
I tried to do the serious Pilates, it didn't work. Didn't really do it. Rolled right into that bum. You're still looking at the long side Barney. Have you found any sore bits yet? No? You not been.
Just well padded.
That's not saying I'm back in Ireland for it, there's plenty of sore bits. So you're obviously not tight in the nut. Rolling round with the sides, get into that bum cheek rather than the bum hole. There's a bit of central resolution going on. Let's stay on one bum cheek. Rotate the hips.
That's when you do one month. It's like, how are you going to transition? We'll figure a range of motion.
Yeah, you can do a figure of eight. Bit too much thought for me. Well, nice. No? I'd stay there all day. I really would, but time's ticking. We've got to do the other one. The other one too. So this is really nice if you have tight hips as well. Just get to the outside of that butt. You're still looking at me confused by the whole release of the bum.
I don't think we do it on a day. I don't think that's what we do.
Huh?
I don't think most people do this.
No.
That's why I'm all a bit confused.
Well, don't do enough math actually. I do this a lot. That's why I've got such a good action going. Circular motion, side to side. Turning around for people. So there's a lot of bum. Yeah, let's cover all of it. Some of us more than others. Oh. You've got a bit of tightness that side. Yes. See? Are you left-handed?
No.
You left foot circumference or something. Your weakness on the side of your body. Would you left foot tighter?
Yes.
You should probably go back to that. Oh, yeah, to your shoulder.
Nice. Thank you.
Loads of information, bit of bending, and still looking at me like I'm mad. Only like, this is easy, what you're moaning about. So don't just go round in circles side to side as well, really get into the fascia. What? Feeling good?
I think I need a bigger ball.
No one will be able to pull your tight ass by the end of the day, don't they? I said it would be a nice experience this class. I didn't set you on while you're feeling it, because you feel better afterwards. You would? Tightness. I'm all in one. There's a lot of forward and back. Can we go round in circles? See how much motion you've got in the ocean this morning. Oh, everyone else not there.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Good shout. Right. Off your balls then. So let me just make sure I can do anything. Plan.
I feel tenderised. Matt's can't feel like it's a spinning.
Yeah. I'm doing the right task. Just wondering how I'm going to explain the that's not bad.
Super.
So let's try and stretch out. Done the bum. Yeah, probably. Right. We're going to come up back a little bit now.
I don't know. I need to see the inside there with you.
It's nice. So, I'm not going to tell you how to pronounce it, it's like the something or other muscle. QL muscle also. So you're looking for like the pocket in between sort of like your hip and your rib cage in your back. When you find it, you know you found it. Alright? Because there'll be something in there. And you can bring it all over here.
Not
Just,
after today.
again, rolling around in that pocket. I haven't got much tightness on this side, I worked it yesterday, so rolling around. Get comfortable, find that position, find where the tightness is in there, find that little nugget. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to roll your knees over, place your bum down, roll your knees over to the same side that you're working, and roll them back in. So it's just putting a bit of pressure on that ball. Oh, there it is. Rolling backwards and forwards. Using your breath, you can hear me breathing through it. Out breath as you put pressure on the ball, rolling those knees. So the knees are coming down towards the floor. If you can't find anything going on there, have a little play with your ball. Just make sure it's right in that little pocket there, otherwise you're not going to get into that. And then you might want to have a little roll around, finding the other places. I quite like to find a point and just hold some pressure there. I take mine a little bit closer to my spine. But what we're not going to do today is roll across our spine until these balls, alright? Because that wouldn't be very good for our vertebrae. So we stay all around. You've got tight hips. I can assure this will help from experience. Just firing that. Let that tension come off. Have we all found a spot?
Yeah.
I might scream and do the other side. Because I think I've worked out probably that hip not moving. Let's do one more. We're just going to find where that sweet spot is and just let yourself relax over it. Hold that pressure there, and I just want you to take some really nice, long, deep breaths.
hold this for about 10 seconds. The deeper the breaths, the more you're going to feel this ease off. It will settle. Stop counting. And come back in. Oh, right, let's do the other side. Alright? Find that spot. Right. Oh, there it is. Throw it in the pocket. Roll around it. Find where it is. Tap into it a little bit. Just roll on it a bit before we start taking those legs side to side. Again, don't roll over the spine. Stay in that little section between your hip and your rib cage. And here we go, we're going to roll the knees over to the same side. Nice little full snatch, nice up. Roll back in. Exhale, rolling over. It's already releasing off. Rolling back in. There's a reason why I'm doing this with you. Rolling over. Make sure you've got that sweet spot. If you're just rolling around, it's lovely for your mobility, but you won't get much release out of that fascia this morning. You might want to adjust the ball a little bit if you get one bit to ease off. Move it around, find different spots. Ooh. You know they say no pain, no gain. Fascia is a bit like that. Within reason. That breath's important, gang. The more you breathe out as you put that pressure through, the more you're going to just release anything that's locked into there. Relax all the muscles. Start to feel that easing off. And then we're just going to find that spot and hold that pressure there, whether the knees are halfway over or all the way over. Nice long deep breaths. Just over the skin at the back. For those online, you might not be able to see that well in that little section there, along the outside. Everything starts to relax over that ball. Take tension out the shoulders. Few more seconds. And come back into centre. Right, so we're going to come into that side joint now. So that is, just to show you, around here. Okay, I'm not going to pull my trousers down. Alright, that is right at the tip of your spine, into that pelvis. Alright, so we're going to get into that area. See how you feel. It's a bit bony around there. Don't roll and push your spine. Alright, so you can come out as wide as you like across all that range. Effectively, you're doing it just above the line. Yeah. Alright, so same with that ball. And just rolling, you have to lift your bottom off the floor a little bit. Just coming up. Coming out, might be rolling everywhere. And sit right over that joint. So it's like a tailbone sort of area. Oh, there it is. Go wide if you want to go wide, go long if you want to, just don't go in this. So I've got like a sweet spot, it's just below, just in the very sort of like the shelf of my butt. Yeah. And there's like a nice little tension there, so personally I'm just going to hold there for a moment and try and let that ease off. You can just sort of roll around. This is your class, this is for you, and where you need to release today. So find those bits and then focus on them. Taking the ball over, forward and back, side to side, those lovely circles. Up a little bit, come down. Like a wiggly worm moving around. So you might feel this starting to wrap around the front of that hip. They're particularly tight.
as well as into the bum, and that lower back. These balls are pretty brutal again. How much weight you put on it will determine how much you get from this, just like with the feet, because you are keeping your bottom lifted. You're in control of what you put through here. And then you're going to bring the ball to the very tip of the base of your spine, okay? So where your tailbone finishes, right underneath, sit your bottom down over it. So it's almost into your butt, to be honest. And then if you can, bring those feet up into tabletop. We're just going to go one at a time because these balls are really hard and it might start to hurt on that bone. Just lifting one up, then the other. You can do this in a full tabletop, but it's not going to work with these balls. There's not enough give in them. So we're going to focus here. Keeping the spine neutral, keeping that belly pulled in. And then one more on each side going. So you are letting the weight sit on that ball, you're not lifting yourselves up off of the floor. And bring the foot down. Take the ball out from underneath, give the knees a little bit of a hug. Everyone okay? We've got to do the other side. Alright, so we're going to find the inside joint again. So just at the bottom of that back, in towards the tip of the spine, around that region, rolling forward and back, side to side, whatever you can manage. Just find where those little pockets are, where the base seems to be twinges and twangs. There it is. Going as wide as you like, not across the spine. Just high, low, all around that region. So it's just around that top of the pelvis sort of zone and the bottom of the back. Funny little nugget of information about me. I've actually got 2 extra bones and joints that spur out like that from mine. They're not supposed to be there. As you do. I've got extra bits when I was born. Rolling it. Good. Everyone needs hard balls. This will all work with a tennis ball as well, so if you do this at home, just grab a tennis ball. They've got a bit of give, they just haven't got the spiky aspect, and the spikiness is beneficial in its own right, but you can still do fascia release without the spike. It's got a little bit of give in it too, so you put that pressure on it, especially if you're doing the feet. But you can get spike balls on Amazon, they're not too bad for price as well. You usually get a set of a smooth ball and a spiky one, so you can do different things with them. I've got a lot of sitting still going and rolling and rolling. You can put that little bit of pressure through if you find a sweet spot, just in case anyone thought we were sitting still. And now coming back underneath that tailbone, right in the base of the back. Coming in through that belly, you're going to slide the right leg away and then bringing it back in. I'm not even square on my mat, I'm halfway through. Sliding away. If you can, start to make this a bit bigger, lifting that leg, lengthening away, just coming back in line with that hip. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just sliding along that floor. Let a little weight into that forward if you can. Still breathing here, team. The last side. Bring it back in, take the ball back out from underneath. Hug those knees again. Oh, are you okay? No? No comment. we'll do our shoulders and the tops of our backs. Alright? So, you're going to have your ball again. Just, okay, I need to get my button again. This class is going to be slightly longer today, but I still need to get my button again. So, stay on your backs. The ball's going to come underneath your shoulder. You're going to work around your shoulder blade first, round all this bit, okay, and then we'll work our way up around here, alright? So laying still on the ball, just for one side, everything's one-sided. And you're going to have to use your arm to get the best out of this. So moving your arm around, you might want to have it on the floor, you might want to take it across the body, or wide, or even up above the head, to help you find where the knots are in your shoulders. So I'm more of an arm raised kind of girl to get into my knots, but everybody is different. When you find that knot, get a little focus on it, rolling around. Might start twinging into the front of the shoulder too, because usually if we've got any knots around the back here, it affects the whole of the shoulder girdle. We start feeling it comes into our chest, we start rounding our shoulders off, start tightening up all through the traps. Oh, there's a bit there too. Get that bit down, right in the armpit. You want to take the arm wide, see what else you can find. When you get into my arms wide, but you know, there's different across that body, there's one there. So holding the arm, getting into it. Woo! Bet you wish you were rolling your bums again now, don't you? We didn't have a tight bum, that's got a tight shoulder. Now you understand why I said you were going to have prickle marks all over your body when you're done. So I've found a bit of a knot, so I'm just waiting here. Put some pressure in it, slowly lowering the arm. That's a real sweet spot. It's come all the way around the front of the shoulder into the chest. So just breathing it out, giving it a chance to relax off. It's gone, so just got to take that arm a bit further. There's really more in there, a little bit down there. So it really is about you and where you can feel it, and using your arm movement to just work through where you can find any knots in that shoulder there too. And just taking time to breathe through, letting it release out. I'm a bit of a fan for putting pressure on different pressure points, so I'm quite happy to not roll and just take the pain. It feels so good when it releases off though. And then we're just going to, if you haven't already, start to bring that ball a little bit higher up your back. So get around the top of that shoulder blade, start coming into above the shoulders, into those trap muscles. Release it off. Oh, there we go. We did upper body in my last class. We could have been doing that. Rolling everything out. Don't forget to breathe. Find that spot and just let it release off. Use those breaths. Are we near crying and giggling? Oh. And as much as I'd like to stay on this shoulder for a lot longer, you can do that at home with a tennis ball. We're going to have to move on and do the other side. So, bring yourself off of your ball. You need to take a moment just to take that weight out of the body before you come onto the other side. It's quite intense having to hold your body weight for such a long period of time throughout the class. Okay, and then just bring it under the other shoulder blade whenever you're ready and start rolling around to the side, centre again. You're not coming across the spine, you're just working around the shoulder blade here. Rolling through, using the arms to see if there's any knots in there, playing with where you position it. Depending whether on your dominant side or not, will depend on how tight you are through here. And also, if you've got any weaknesses going on in the body, so like I said earlier, to
pull up because there's the left foot was tighter than the right. So actually the left bunching was tighter than the right. So probably the left lower part of the back and the shoulder all the way up into those traps. And then it starts to affect around the front, into our chests, all of our posture. And then our bodies are forced to overcompensate even more to make up for any weaknesses or tension that we're holding onto in the body. So it could be a weakness on the right hand side that's caused the left hand side to lock up, also to do with what's going on in the lower part of the body, and to work its way up to the knees, the hips, shoulders. We're just rolling around. Find some points, find that knot. Hold it on the knot if you like, and just breathe through it until the tension eases off. I'm not going on in my life when I did this one pretty hard yesterday. So if you think about the full spectrum of your shoulder blade, then it's all the way around that scapula. So there's quite a lot of space to work through. Coming all the way around here, and then starting to work your way up, coming across those traps. And if there's not much going on in the lower part, maybe come up to the traps a little bit earlier. There's like going on up there, and you can tap into, again, still just moving that arm around. Try to find a nice knot to get you to, there it is, and focus on it. Just release it off. I did actually forget to mention at the start of the class, stay hydrated, because it can, while you're flushing those toxins out, can affect your hydration as well. So just make sure you drink plenty after class. We're not going to do any fast movements to get up after either. Really getting into those traps now if you haven't already. Around the top of the shoulder blade. So play with that arm. This was no means supposed to be a glamorous session today. But I assure you, no one is looking at what you're doing. They're all busy getting knots out their backs. So when they sit at work tomorrow, I feel like I've got more spine to work with. I've got that knot, relax into it. Use breath. Gosh. And breathe that ball out. Oh, how do your shoulders feel now, Tim? Oh, that's the sound I was looking for. Bring the knees in for a hug, gang. My goodness. We just had a nice stretch now, right? No more balls. Plenty of other things we could do with them, but we're not today. Just take your time, just get in your van. It's quite far away from you because you're a silly being and you've walked the other side of the room to first place for it. You're not going to get one half the life, so have a little drink, hydrate. Lay back down whenever you're ready. We're going to take a full body stretch, reaching the fingertips as far away as you can, and lifting the toes as far away as possible. Can someone just tell me what the time is, please, at the clock above the smooth table? 22. Thank you. Soften the wrist with the shoulders down away from the ears. And then just walk the feet in. Bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees out into a butterfly. Let the rib cage soften, bring those shoulders down, relax the arms, let the legs just relax here. Bring those knees back in. Take your band around your foot. We're going to come up into a single leg stretch. Just place it around sort of the central ball of the foot. If you've done stretch and reset online with me, you'll be familiar with these exercises. So we're looking for a straight leg rather than a close leg. So if your leg's here and you can feel that down the back of your leg, that's great. If you are here and your leg is bent, you're not getting the right sort of stretch. Alright, so we want that stretch right down the back. Again, if you want to do these exercises at home, you don't need a band to do it. You can use a towel or you can just hold onto your leg with your hands, just don't grip onto that knee. Take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, just lengthen the other leg away. Top leg might move away a little bit, but that's fine. And then we're just going to flex and extend through that foot. So, pointing the toes away, pushing the heel out. And then just turning the toes in towards the heart, so the heel turns out. So the foot's flexed, so you're pushing the heel away from the body, toes towards you, and then rotate the foot so the toes turn in. Taking it the other way, so the foot's still flexed and the toes turn out away from you. And your heel starts to rotate in towards you. And then bring it back into the centre. You're going to let the leg drop wide. Use the band. Try and keep the hips down on the floor. Taking that leg over. I don't know the rest of the music school that's been on a 9-minute playlist, but I only put it on the craft. So we have got options. And then bring that leg back in. Take the other hand wide and bring the leg all the way across the body. Try and keep the shoulder blades down on the floor. And that's what we've got the band for. So you haven't got to worry about being able to reach that leg or how far it goes because you've got the support of your hand. Take some of the load. Rolling all the way over to the side. So you need to move those hips, okay? Everything comes over, the rotation through the lower back and the shoulders stay down. Coming back into centre. Take the band off the foot, leave it where it is. We're just going to roll the ankle, wiggle the toes, make sure those feet haven't got too cold. Take the circles back the other way. And then place that foot back down on the mat. Taking over to the other leg then, wrapping that band around the base of the foot. Lengthening up. Getting that stretch down the back of the leg. Using the band to just encourage that leg forward. And then you're going to just flex and extend that foot, so pointing, and then pushing the heel away. Lengthening the other leg. Using the hand support to take the leg open, keeping the hips down on the floor. Feeling a stretch all down the inner thigh. Bring the leg back in. This time rolling over, the leg coming over, the hands out to support. The hip comes up off the floor, the lower back rotates. As you lower the leg down, over towards the floor. Keeping the shoulder blades down. And then bring that leg back into centre. Take the band off, take a roll through those ankles. Wiggling the toes. Rolling back the other way. Placing the foot back down on the floor, slide the other leg. Really find your neutral, take the arms all the way up over the head, and then slide the legs back away into another full body stretch. Soften that rib cage, bring the shoulders down away from the ears. And you're going to bring the fingertips just around the outside of the head, and without pulling on the neck, do this for purpose. Roll the chin up. Lifting up, just looking towards the feet, tucking that chin in. Lowering down. This time, rolling up and turning your head just to face me. Holding it there. So you're lengthening the space in the neck, so you need to tuck that chin into the chest. Come back into centre, lower. Rolling back up, chin tucked in, looking way towards the back of the room. Come back into centre. One more time, rolling up, chin into chest, looking towards those feet. Really let that chin tuck in. Lowering back down. Take a nice long deep breath. And exhale. Slowly roll yourselves over. Take your time. Coming up. Pull yourself up off the mat. Hands facing. Crossing the legs either way is fine. Reaching the fingertips up. Folding over. Over to the other side. Back up into centre, place the feet underneath you. Toes tucked in, rolling back onto those heels. Tuck the chin into chest, let the upper body go heavy and start to
Lengthen those legs, hanging here. Keeping the chin tucked in, arms are heavy, rolling your way up, rebuilding your spine, slowly, carefully, letting your body back together. Shoulders and head come up last, the hands come above the head into prayer. Moving the hands down, and do my Well done, Kate. Nearly on time. Well, nearly on time for an hour. If we were an hour on class. It didn't run over my 16 minutes.
See you later. Thanks for joining online as well. Do you feel better for the week?